sound, and then we'll start going. We are do doody do doody 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 do doody doody. The ocean is beautiful, by the way, today. So excited. So excited that I got to swim for the first time in, I can't even tell you how long. First time in a very long time. Nice little ocean swim. Here we go. Let's see, as long as we're good and as long as we have sound, that's what I want to see. Hello, hello. Yes, we got sound. Very good. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, okay, whoops, I'll do that again. Okay, fine, I'll turn that off. That's good. Okay. One more thing, and then we'll start. If you're out there and you're watching the Eco Challenge, do not, whatever you do not tell me who wins. I have a feeling, but I also have really no idea because it could go any which way. And I'm going to give you a little short and fun story. And then we're going to start. I promise. You're now live. Okay, good. Monday morning. Oh my gosh, it's 9:08. Let's just start and I'll tell you the story along the way. So bring the palms together. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Start breathing in and out of the nose. A couple nice deep breaths. Setting your intention to release some stress, to heal, to strengthen, whatever it is for you that adds a deeper meaning to your breath and your movements. Drop your head down to one side, nice easy neck stretch. Find that breath, good, smooth, even breath in and out of your nose. Switch sides from there. Drop the arms. Circles with the head, one direction. It's funny, after a nice big swim, my neck feels nice and loose, right? But I didn't have the proper anti-chafing lotion. Switch sides. And by the way, the proper anti-chafing lotion, you'll never guess, Wesson's oil, baby. Wesson's vegetable oil. Back to the center, shoulder rolls, forward and back. So I got some chafing on the back of my neck. I don't like it, because I got a little sun over the weekend, and my skin was a little sensitive, because I didn't have the lube for my neck, opposite direction. I just got a little chafing, but it's all right. It shouldn't be too bad. We'll see. All right, arms back up. Interlace the fingers. Oh man, palms up. I'm so out of swim shape, it's crazy, but it felt good to be in there. My friend Brendan Brazier, who started Vega, he and I swam today. He's so fast, but thankfully he was Mr. Nice Guy and waited for me a bit. Fold over to one side. Dean, we're coming. Dean and Yana, we'll be knocking on your door, starting from your house. It's next week, maybe, if you're around. Go ahead and switch sides. Other side, same thing. So the Eco Challenge. Talk about the Eco Challenge for a second. I used to do that exact kind of thing. Though I never did the Eco Challenge, because the Eco Challenge, I think, ended when I sort of started. It was around for a few years, and then it stopped. I was adventure racing, lean back, take a big inhale, and then fold down, forward exhale. 2001 was my first, all the way up to like 2006, I think. And we used to do 2 to 5 hour races, and then we do, 10 to
20-hour races or 12 to 24-hour races, and then we do 24 to 46-hour, 24 to 48-hour races. And they're just like what you see. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Amazon Prime, you can watch 10 episodes of the Eco Challenge. And for those of you that are watching that at the moment, the New Zealand team, the Kiwis, the guy Nathan, who's the captain of the team, who they interview on a regular basis the first couple episodes. I'm only 2 episodes in, which is why I say don't tell me who wins. But we used to race against him. He was one of the guys. And then there's a couple of, like Mike Closer. Mike Closer used to be on Team Nike. I think in the show, he's in Team Out There or whatever. And these guys were definitely like always winning. They were just winning. And to give you a sense of a 24-hour race, clasp the hands back, interlace the fingertips, stretch the shoulders. 24-hour race, like a 12 to 24-hour race. The winners would come in like Team Seagate. It was Team Seagate back then. That was that guy Nathan, who's on Team New Zealand. I forget what they're called, but they're the Kiwis. He would come in like 15, 16 hours. And then my team would be 19, 20 hours. So we're like 3 or 4 hours behind him. Meanwhile, we're in the top 5, top 10 of 100 teams. And then everybody else would come in like somewhere between whatever, 20, 22, 24, 30 hours. One more breath, stretch. Release the arms. Let's roll back up, abdomen strong. Slowly roll up. Some arm circles. So it was so fun for me. Kathy, my friend, she's like, "Oh, Ted, I started watching the Eco Challenge." I said, "Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I used to do." And I didn't think I'd watch it. I thought, I'm not gonna. But I am so hooked on this show now because it brings back such good memories. It's funny. Last night in the other arm, switched arms, last night in the episode that I watched, episode 2, they're in a boat paddling in the middle of the night. You don't really sleep, right? This race is a side to side. It's a 10 to 11 day race. That's what they're saying. But when I used to do them, like I said, it was anywhere from 2 to 5 hours. So I raced on Team Timex a few times, and we would be top of the heat, and we would come in those sprint races in 2 hours, and feet together, a couple sun salutations, palms together, arms up, inhale, folding down forward, exhale, extend the spine as you inhale, look forward, step back as you exhale. But the 2 to 5 hour races that I used to do would be basically hold plank, top of a push-up, would be 1 to 3 mile kayak, right? And then a 10 to 15 mile mountain bike ride, and then a 5 to 8 mile run. And mixed in with those, that's all they told you. But then mixed in with that stuff, you'd have like walls to climb, you'd have to rappel and get a harness, you'd have to orienteer for like a few extra kilometers to, find a, needle in a haystack, like climb over a soapy wall. And this is all before the Tough Mudder and the Spartan races. Like the adventure racing that I used to do was exactly what Joe DeSanta used to do, the guy who started the Spartan race. Push-ups, lower halfway, press up, lower halfway, push up, lower halfway, push up. 2 more, 1 more. All the way down to the mat. Easy back bend, cobra, lift up, shoulders down. But these were, I just fell in love. That first race I did back in 2000, 2001, I just fell in love with the sport. I thought, oh, this is so great. It's like, you're basically, it's like being a Boy Scout, but racing, right? And you have climbing gear, and you have flares, and you have glow sticks, just because you're out in the water in the middle of the night on a kayak, and if you get lost or capsize, and then you're hiking, and if you don't have moonlight, how are you going to navigate? It's so crazy. Lift up, lean back, take a big inhale, And then child's pose. And it's funny, in the boat, that one guy in the boat said, he goes, it's a little challenge, it's a lot of suffering, you know, what else could you want? Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a moment, bend the left leg, push the right heel down, stretch. So that was kind of my upbringing in endurance sports, bend the left leg. So I learned how to suffer pretty quickly in sports, so that when I get to like an Ironman, which seems like a big deal, but it's 12 hours, you know, whatever, however long it's going to be for you, even if it's 16 hours, you know, 16 hours is not that big of a deal when you've already experienced what it's like to race through the night and navigate and, you know, suffer and go for 24 to 30 hours without sleep, right? 16 feels like, it's a cakewalk. It's all perspective. Straighten both legs, lift the tailbone, breathe deep. Come up on the toes when you're ready. Walk softly to the hands. Extend the spine as you inhale, look forward. Fold down as you exhale. Stretch all the way up. Nice big inhale. Hands together at the heart, exhale. Sun salutation A, couple times, do 2 more, arms up, fold down, forward. Extend that spine as you inhale. Step or hop back as you exhale. I'll step. Vinyasa, can lower all the way. Gentle back bend, easy. And then downward facing dog. Hold it here, breathe. Good, up on the toes again. Walk softly to the hands. Extend the spine as you inhale, look forward. Fold as you exhale. Stretch all the way up, nice big inhale. I think that this show might cause a revival of adventure racing. I was telling my wife last night, I thought, maybe I'm gonna have to pull out my old adventure racing gear. Arms up, inhale. Fold all the way down, forward. Not now, but maybe when the kids are a little older. Halfway up, inhale. Step back, because I always wanted to do an eco challenge, and I never did a race that distance. Lower halfway. Come on up. 600, I think that race that's on Amazon Prime is 640 kilometers, which is basically about 470 miles or something like that. And that's what they used to be, the big ones. And the big ones were, there was a race called the Primal Quest. And I had my friends Aaron and Aaron up on the toes again, walk or hop forward. We'll do 1 more of those. Halfway up as you inhale, fold as you exhale. All the way up as you inhale. We're all on Team Subaru. Hands together at the heart, exhale. We're all trained together. Arms up, inhale. Fold down forward as you exhale. Extend that spine as you inhale. Step back as you exhale. It's funny, there's a team in the show, lower down. Easy inhale. I think they're called the Iron Cowboy team or something like that. And it's a bunch of Ironman athletes. Right leg, take it up behind you. And at one point, the woman on the team, she goes, I wanted to do this race because apparently they say adventure races eat Ironman for breakfast. Eat Ironman races for breakfast, which I have to say, it's kind of true. Shoulders over the wrist, knee to, it's just a different animal. Shoulders over the wrist, knee to the nose, abdomen strong, lift it. You're not going as fast. And then forward to the left, abdomen strong, breathe. Lift it back and up. But you do hit depths of your soul that, you know, you don't hit anywhere else. And lift it back and up, all the way forward. Stay here. 5 times. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot, bend the knees, sink the hips. Straighten the leg, flex the foot, bend the knees, sink the hips. Keep that going. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Because of sleep deprivation, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale. There's a story Left hand down, right arm up, turn and twist. Oh, and breathe. Story of a team that was hallucinating because they had been racing for 30 plus hours without any sleep at all. And one guy on the team hallucinated that there was a giant penguin chasing them down the trail. And they came to this transition area. One more inhale, twist. Hands down, turn the back foot. Come on up, warrior one. And he convinced the other team members that he was right, that there was a giant penguin following him. So when they come to the transition area to refuel and get food, they were telling the volunteers at the transition area that there was a giant penguin. Interlace the fingers, lift the upper body up, shoulders back, head back, drop, breathe. So when you train for stuff like that and you do stuff like that, regular life doesn't seem nearly as hard. One more inhale, like a pandemic. Not such a big deal. Fold down, forward stretch, unless of course you have an immediate situation, right? I'm not diminishing the intensity of what's happening right now. Stretch that back leg, strengthen the back leg, stretch the shoulders. One more breath. But it's kind of like yoga. Come on back up. Inhale. Hands down, exhale. If you just push yourself, or exercise at all for that matter, a little bit more each time, you increase your normal left side. So it's normal for me to go out and do a big long, 3, 4, 5 hour bike ride. Not now. I got kids and haven't done it in a long time, but at one time in my life, it was normal. It was just what you did on the weekends. You go out and exercise for 5, 6, 7 hours. Shoulders over the wrist, knee to the nose, and then lift it, and then forward to the left, and lift it, and then all the way forward to the hands. Stay here. Obviously now I'm not doing that, but so for me, it was funny last night, I thought, I'm gonna go for the swim. I know Brendan's really fast, and I'm sitting there watching this race going, man, you've had so much, physical fitness suffering. You get out there and you swim and you'll be fine for half an hour, 45 minutes. And actually the swim was fine. We kind of went each other's pace, a couple more. But if you, in your life, ever feel like, oh, maybe I can't do this, go ahead and bring that hand down, twist and turn. I guarantee you that either someone else has done it or that you have the ability, more importantly, you have the ability to do it. You just might not have uncovered that ability within yourself yet. One more breath, twist. And then hands down, turn the back foot. Come on up, warrior one. Shoulders relaxed, hips forward, breathing deeply. Closest thing to an adventure race I've done since my last adventure race, I guess. Clasp the hands back, interlace the fingertips, lift the upper body up, shoulders back. The Leadville race felt like it. Leadville was a mountain bike race, 100 plus, 102, 103 miles. Lift the heart up, inhale. Fold down, exhale. But frankly, climbing Kilimanjaro. We did a 6-day route, 6 days. There was one day where you basically slept 2 hours from morning till the next later afternoon, the following night. You wake up Wednesday morning and you don't really sleep at all until Thursday night, and you're hiking 22 of 36 hours. One more breath. And the other times, come on back up. You're eating or trying to sleep or stopping, hands down, leg back. It's funny, people say, oh, Kilimanjaro, it's the easiest of the 7 summits. It's you can hike it. You don't really need any equipment, which is true. Both those things are true. But it is by far one of the hardest things you're ever going to do. That's for sure. Breathe deep. Lift the tailbone. That's what makes it exciting. One more breath. Up on the toes, walk or hop forward. Extend that spine as you inhale, look forward. Fold down as you exhale, stretch. Chair pose, bend the knees, reach the arms, inhale. Hold it here, a few breaths. It also might be why I feel okay taking the night shift. Last night Liam was up at 11 and then getting on to like 12, I think and then up again at 5. It happens. He's been sleeping great, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna go for a swim in the morning, and he doesn't sleep. It's like he knows. Sink a little bit lower, inhale, and then stand, hands together at the heart, exhale. Take a big full breath. And let's link it together. We'll do 3 rounds, a couple deep stretches. So today, Monday, yoga for runners. I like to do a little flow and end with a nice solid 20 minutes of yin at least. So let's do just a few flow sequences here. Chair pose, fold, extend that spine, step or hop back. Today we have Vinyasa, Malibu half marathon, 5K, right leg up, bring it forward. Paige streaming with us, warrior 1, inhale. So if you're doing that race or thinking about doing that race, you know, one of the things about adventure racing is most people are not competing for a podium spot, right? Downward facing dog, most people are not competing really in general. I mean, it's a race, so you're competing, but you don't really, like the goal is finishing. Hands down, leg back. It makes it different than, you know, your 5K or your 10K or your half marathon or even full marathon or Ironman, down dog. Those you're looking for time. How can I get the best time? How can I shave 3 seconds off my time, you know? It's not about that, you know, adventure racing is a different thing. And, you know, I remember, I mean, if you're competitive and you want to win, you're going to go as fast as you can. But I remember, come up on the toes again, walk softly to the hands, extend that spine as you inhale, fold as you exhale, chair pose from there, inhale, stand, hands together at the heart, exhale. I remember talking to a Kiwi guy, a New Zealander, and he goes, you know, it's so weird that we're all competing, doing these things, and this whole race, you know, this whole new industry basically was kind of created on adventure racing and chair pose. He goes, because we used to, you know, we're doing it for money. That was his thing. He's like, I can't believe we're kind of doing this to try to make money, you know? I mean, when you race in a sport like that, you're not making that much money. Lower down, arms up, inhale. I mean, heart open. Down dog, but you would compete to win in the elite division, right? Leg up, bring it forward. Warrior 1, inhale. Hands down, leg back. Vinyasa. But he said, you know, we used to do this for fun. Left side, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior 1. So, you know, I said, yeah, we would just build a vacation where we would bring our bikes and we would kayak and we would hike and we would ride, and that was our vacation for 2 weeks. Now we just do the same thing, just try to do it faster, that's all. But it was interesting how everybody there was like, you know, super competitive and trying to compete, and he's like, yeah, we do this for fun. Like this was our entertainment because we just love the beauty of nature. Palms flat, lift the tailbone, breathe deeply. One more breath. And then up on the toes again. Walk softly to the hands. Extend that spine as you inhale. We do one more. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose from there. Inhale. Stand, hands together at the heart. Exhale. Big full breath. One more round. Chair pose. Inhale. Fold as you exhale. Extend the spine as you inhale. Step or jump back as you exhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Maybe chaturanga again if the arms are okay. Down dog, right leg, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up, inhale. Whoa. Hands down, leg back. Vinyasa lower. Upward facing dog, down dog. Left side, another interesting thing. And it's adventure racing, right? But if you look at this show, it really gives you a sense of the fact that no one's really going that fast. Lower down. The longer the race was, the higher up the finishing the leaderboard that we would be. All right. Come up on the toes again. Walk softly to the hands or hop. Extend that spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose from there. Inhale. Bring the palms together. Hook that left elbow outside the right knee. Lengthen the upper body up. Turn and twist and breathe. Good. And then back to chair. Inhale. And switch it. Same thing, other side. Lengthen up, turn. Because the longer the race, the less competition you have. Lengthen up, turn up, which is why it was funny for me to see Nathan still competing and still at the top of his game, because he's by far the number one winning team in the world. Lengthen and twist. Good, back to chair, inhale. Stand, hands together at the heart, exhale. Good, big full breath. So we're going to do a standing sequence. You guys know, kind of a slowed down version of Dancing Warrior. And then we're going to take that into a few deeper hip stretches. So chair pose first, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Extend the spine, inhale. Step back as you exhale or jump. Vinyasa. Right leg, take it up behind you, bring it forward. Warrior one, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Open up to the side, hold. And breathe. Shoulders relaxed, gazing forward. Warrior two, breathing deep. Not long. Sinking down, stretching, breathing. Good, and then drop the back. Well, no, let's wrap this arm around. Forearm to the thigh. Oh, it's so funny how a mile swim in the ocean just like makes my shoulders tight. I mean, when you do something like that, lean back, twist up, right hand to the floor, a few breaths. Strong back leg, tuck the tailbone underneath, stretching the hips. Inner thigh, hamstrings. Put that arm back behind you, left arm over the ear, reach. Good. Come on back up. Warrior two, reverse it. Back arm down, right arm up and back. Stretch. I think one of the greatest things, the greatest benefits that I found, and one of the reasons why I continue to practice yoga and teach yoga, one more inhale, go forward, wrap the arms, is because you're consistently reminded of where you are and whether or not you want to push to go a little bit deeper or work a little harder or open up a little bit more or not, right? Like it's a consistent reminder of, at least physically, kind of where you are, but also for me, spiritually and emotionally, like, I know because I'm checking in on a regular basis whether or not I'm stressed out or whether or not I can handle it or have an injury or, whatever it is. A few more breaths here, strong back leg, lengthen up, twist up, breathe deep. Besides the fact that you get to check in on a regular basis, one more breath. Hands down, come up on the back toes, walk that right foot over, outside elbow down, inside elbow down. You also get to progress, right? And that's what we do. We progress. We make ourselves a little better each time. At least that's one of my intentions. Good. Drive that back leg up. So don't drop the back knee if you can. Drive it up. A few more breaths. Good. Now drop the back knee. Come up, straighten the leg. Lift up, lean the back, or lengthen the torso. Breathe. If you're newer to us and just doing this, we do these streams on a donation basis. So, during our stressful time of the pandemic here, if you're watching it during then, with the studio still shut down, I can't believe it, we're still shut down. What has it been? March, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months. But we were open for 4 weeks in the middle, and everybody thought, oh, maybe I'll come back, and then wham, shut down again. Bend that front leg, come forward, stretch again, breathe. So a few breaths, and here, this is, again, yoga for runners, so did our warm-ups. Now I want you to kind of open up into the hip a little bit. So I want you to come up on the outside of this foot and let this knee fall out to the side and breathe. And you can scoot that back knee back some if you want. It's more like a lizard pose, but this foot is more over to the right side of your mat. So breathe here. And then you can kind of drop that left hip down a little bit as you breathe. Yes. All right. And then bring that leg back. That's it. Take a moment, bend the left leg, push the right heel down, give it a big stretch, hold it. And lift the left leg up. Bring it forward. Turn the back foot flat, warrior one. And then warrior two. Yes. Whoa. Unless you fall down. Shoulders relaxed, breath smooth, breathing. Good. Good, and then from here, back arm wraps around. Oh, man. My arms are tired. Go ahead now. Forearm to the thigh. Lengthen the upper body up. Turn and twist up. Breathe. Good. Left hand down. Lean back. Strong back leg. Lengthen the upper body. Turn and twist and breathe. Good, one more breath, twist. Good, then release that right arm over the ear, a few breaths. Come on back up, warrior two. And then reverse it, back arm down, left arm up. You could straighten the leg or keep it bent, that's fine. But breathe. One more inhale. Fold down. Wrap the arms. Wrap the arms here. Lengthen and turn and twist and breathe. Strong back leg. Lengthen up. Turn and twist. One more breath. Oh, good. Release. Hands down. Come up on the back toes. Walk the left foot over to the left. Outside elbow down. And then inside elbow down. And breathe. Just driving that back leg up, a few more breaths. And one of the other things about the adventure racing that I loved so much is, wherever you did it in the world, drop the back knee. And I only did it in the US. I never raced anywhere else. But even in the US, in the kind of most western, like Arizona, Sacramento, Northern California, Southern California, straighten that leg, lift up, reach the chin forward. You would see things that you would never normally see, right? And like trails and different views of mountains and ocean or whatever, rivers, and that's one of the things that motivates me is to create a life like that's rare. Lengthen up, bring this leg forward, chin. A couple more breaths. We all do that in our own way, I think. Bend the front leg. Now you're going to come down into that stretch first, and then drop the knee out to the side. So you can come down into the stretch first with the foot flat. And then you can drop the knee out. So I'm still on the left side of my mat here. All right. This is dropping out to the side. I'm going to scoot that back knee back some. Lengthen the upper body and sink in and breathe. I don't know, I just think one of the things that motivates me is thinking about, my last days, weeks, months of my life. When it's finally over, when I look back, will I be happy? And, one of the things that drives that the most is, now that I have a family and wife and 2 children, celebrated our anniversary over the weekend, 7 years. And, I want to ultimately have a great time with them and have experiences and laughs and love and, all the pain and suffering that comes with life sometimes. A couple more breaths. Good. Tuck the back toes, straighten the leg back. Vinyasa, lower. But I also want to go and be downward facing dog. Good. We're going to do a hamstring stretch. So drop to the knees right away. So I know we typically start with some yin in the hips. That was good, actually. This time I want to start with some yin in the hamstrings. So I want you to take your legs wide. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to spend a few minutes here, 3 minutes. So legs as wide as you can. Flex the feet. And I want you to just lean forward. See, obviously my legs are tighter here in the hips and the hamstrings. So I'm flexing my feet just by leaning forward. Timer begins now. I get a stretch here. You might be so flexible that your chest is on the floor. I don't know too many people who can do that, but I know there are some gymnasts and ballet folk who can do that, but not me. So we're going to go about a minute and a half down the center. So when you breathe and soften and stretch, and breathe and soften and stretch, and then we're going to go down to one side, and then we're going to go down to the other side. But hold here. Anyway, it's thinking about when I die, I want to be able to look back and go, you know what? If I had to do it all again, I wouldn't change a thing. And so far, that's the case. So I feel like I'm on the right track. But for me, it's about having different experiences. It's about, creating the best life that I can and then helping others create a great life for themselves. And that's where I find joy. I find joy in helping other people cross finish lines, climb mountains, get into arm balances. I find selfish pleasure in doing the races that I do and the adventures that I do. But I get kind of a bigger enjoyment out of watching other people do it. All right, now you're gonna go to one side. Go to one side, breathe. And then ultimately, the happier we are, the healthier we are, hopefully the more we can do for our own, individual families and communities to help them benefit, but then society as a whole, right? And, Mother Earth and climate change and all that sort of stuff, right? If we can all be kind and explore. And that's the other thing too, doing these trails and stuff, you really get to appreciate nature. Swimming in the ocean, it's beautiful to swim out at Zuma Beach this morning. Switch sides, same thing. And it would suck if it was so polluted you couldn't swim in there, or if there was too much garbage in there. And but it's such a beautiful experience to just be out there. It's so healing. If you're ever in the area and you want to go for a swim, just let me know. I'm always happy to have friends. Sharks are my friends, so they won't hurt you. A few more breaths here. Oh, good. So that's 3 minutes. Now we're going to move right into frog pose. So frog pose, you're going to flip around onto your knees. If you need some extra padding, then you're going to double up your mat here, which I will do. So from here, you can sort of double up the mat, and then you're going to have the knees down. I want you to take the knees super, super wide. Get the knees as wide or wider than you feel like you can, or you want it to be a stretch. Then turn the feet out a little bit. And from there, you just push the hips back, right? Pushing the hips back and breathe. So we'll go a couple minutes. Let me just reset that. Yeah, we'll go, let's say 2 minutes here. So there we go. This one's more active, so I want you to push back into that hip stretch. Soften, so don't tense up, but you can push back and not tense up. You can soften and not tense. So fingers, jaw, face, scalp, all those areas that we typically hold tension, I want you to not hold tension. And breathe. One more minute. Few more breaths. Good. And then come forward from there, easy. gentle forward, and then we'll go back to, one leg at a time. Back to child's pose for a moment, and then to pigeon. So let's do that. Good. And then child's pose there. A couple breaths. And then switching, pigeon pose. So right leg forward. I'll do my right leg first time. First time I'm doing that in a while. Ready, set, go. Minute and a half. So not long, but a nice deep stretch. I've been hearing glimmers of people wanting longer stretches and holds. So you got kind of an arm balance crew and then a longer hold crew. So we'll see if we can get everybody's requests handled. Most importantly, you show up on a regular basis. You move through those sun salutations, you move through some stretches, you focus on that intention, you breathe, and you feel better. I mean, simple as that, right? It doesn't take any weird pharmaceutical or, any kind of other thing. It just takes a little bit of conscious effort. And then you get conscious endurance. A few more breaths. My little plugs. My website, teddymcdonald.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Sign up for the community link, which takes you out to the conscious endurance community. And so do those two things. Of course, support us here at the studio. Our mission of keeping people active and healthy for 100 plus years. And that would be awesome. And keep it up, of course. Switch sides. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the other thing I gotta say. YouTube channel. It's fun. We've, only really been working on that for a little bit and already doubled our subscribers. Get out there, tell your friends. Loads of free yoga on that YouTube channel. Switching sides if you haven't already. And of course, the biggest thing is feel free to reach out, ask questions, and if you don't hear from me and you have something that you want answered, just send me another message because, nowadays there's 19 different places people can send messages or make comments, and sometimes I get to them all and sometimes I can't, but eventually I will, and if you send it a couple times, then I for sure will. Oh, one more thing. We are approaching September, and September is the nutrition month. And I go live every week on Wednesdays. Timing varies just because I have a client, but it's either noon or 11 or 12:30 or something like that. Somewhere in there in the morning, and I'm talking, this month is nutrition. So I have a few ideas, but of what I want to talk about and discuss. But if you have anything that you're interested in learning, for sure going to talk about fasting, for sure talk about ketogenic diet. I'll talk about my experience of going from a sugar burner to a fat burner, how I did that, and why you might want to do something like that or not. Last couple breaths. Good, and then come on out from there. Lift the legs up. We're going to do a seated forward bend. Shake out the legs. Definitely going to provide some resources. Arms up, fold forward, seated forward bend. That's one of the things too, it's part of the reason why I started going live once a week and teaching is because there's so many different areas that help with my level of fitness and strength and my attitude, from a mindfulness standpoint to a nutrition standpoint to a fitness and yoga and adventure standpoint, and I thought it's time for me to share all those things. And there's a lot of different categories. There's a lot of And so we're working on putting together a little PDF for you for each talk, right? Because I kind of know what I'm going to talk about. So put together a little resource list and for you on a regular basis. Sink in a little bit more, one more breath. You can actually stay here if you want. Stay here and relax. Otherwise, we're going to roll up and back to plow and shoulder stand. Roll up and back, plow and shoulder stand. Oh, yeah. If you did plow, support the back, take the legs up. Legs wide, flex the feet, breathe. Bend the knees, soles of the feet together. Legs up and down. And then come on down. We'll take our final twist in Shavasana. So pull the right knee in, give it a gentle squeeze. See what happens there, if anything. And then roll to your right side. That's interesting. No crack. I did crack earlier, so easy twist, a few breaths. Tomorrow we're back again for Tuesday. I think it's kind of become a little bit more arm balance day. Switch it, opposite side, same thing. Good. Back to the center, Shavasana, final rest, couple minutes. Thank you for showing up. And we'll do Shavasana and then a little closing meditation, just 2-3 minutes here. Eyes closed, shoulders down, breath smooth. Take a deep cleansing breath, inhale. Exhale. Totally relax.
Okay, bringing the left hand to the heart center, right hand to the belly. Pause, a few breaths. Bend the knees and roll to your right side. Take your time. And then up to a seat, a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, palms up, eyes closed, a few breaths. Just a moment here to close, all right? Take a moment. Pause, reconnect, mind, body, breath, spirit, energy, all together as one whole being. One whole being, part of this universe among other beings, part of the universe. No one better than the other, just all beings floating around, loving each other, hopefully. Maybe a little bit more necessary these days. Bring the palms together at the heart. Take a moment of gratitude. And gratitude for every breath. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. Thanks for listening to me about my excitement of my old adventure racing career. Maybe it will be reunited. There's a team on this show that is all over 60, and they've been racing for years, and it's just fun. That's the thing, you come up with things like this, like, a friend of mine does an annual ski trip that he's been doing since college, and he's in his 50s, or you could do bike trips, you could do, it's just like life is, there's so much beauty to be had in this world. And if we go out there and find it and take advantage of it, then you pretty much kind of guarantee yourself a great life, right? But if you focus on the, excuse my language, the crappy stuff that's there, all the negativity and all the divisiveness and all that stuff, well, then that's where you're going to live, right? And it's not saying that we don't need to pay attention to what's going wrong. We do need to pay attention to what's going wrong, but the more we can open up to the experience and influence others and say, hey, wait, there's this great way to live that is really awesome and peaceful, and we can live together even if we have our differences, then that's kind of what we want to do, right? Along with having some adventure and good food. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.